healing is such an issue because we really don't believe in who Jesus is. It's easier to take a safe position and never step out and risk. It's easier to stay in a boat than step out of the boat and say, God, I'm going forward. Because when you step out of the boat, you're stepping out into the unknown. You're stepping out into a place where you have to leave those other people who, those 11 of them, I tell you, probably all have an opinion on how you should step out of the boat. You shouldn't step out of the boat, when you should step out of the boat. But when you hear Jesus and he's saying, come to me, friend, we need to scramble over the side of that boat and get to him. Friend, that's what always risk is in the kingdom. That's always what God's calling us to do. He's calling us to come to him. And so in healing, it's easier to stay in the boat than it is to get out of the boat. Listen, our job is to be the ambassadors of Jesus Christ. That means when I step into preaching, when I step into ministry, I don't have the right to give my opinion. I am here on behalf of the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. All I know is his laws, his decree, his dominion, his authority, his power, and I have to rest in that. You know, there's a difference between a participator and a spectator. Spectators become commentators. And usually what happens is that when you begin to step out of the boat, when you begin to follow the Lord Jesus Christ, friend, there's more spectators and commentators in your life than there will be that people playing on the field. And God's saying this, God's saying to us, listen, I've called you not to be a spectator, not to be a commentator, but I've called you to get on the field and play. Every single one of us, we're not going to get to heaven and God say, you know what, your commentating was just absolutely phenomenal. You know what, it was just awesome. I tuned in to hear your unbelief and your lack of risk because it just was so eloquent. See, when you're a participant, what you begin to experience is the presence and the power and the people of the Lord.